Hi, welcome to Larry's First Impression Beer Reviews. Today we're going to take a look at Hazel's Nuts from, I know that sounds wrong, Hazel's Nuts from Oddside Ales here in Grand Haven, Michigan. Hazel's Nuts is a stout aged in bourbon barrels with coffee and natural hazelnut flavorings. First, first off, love Oddsides. I might be partial because they're right here in town, but I think they're on par with some of the better breweries, not only here in Michigan, but over the country. I don't believe I've ever had too many of them that was like, okay, this is a stinker. But I'm at a disadvantage because, oddly enough, there's a play, right? Oddly enough, I have never tried the regular Hazel's Nuts. So the bourbon barrel aged hazelnuts is going to be a step up from the Hazel's Nuts. I just love saying Hazel's Nuts. Anyway, the artwork is cool. It's got some sort of obviously freak show bearded lady that is obviously not a lady. Maybe hence the nuts sort of reference. So anyway, that all being said, love Oddsides. Let's give this bad boy a crack. Let's give it a smell out of the bottle, see if the aroma changes once you put it into the snifter, and let's take a sip and see if Hazel's Nuts is worthwhile. All right. So, cap is just this normal Oddsides. It's got a nice little pop to it. Again, there's the cap. Oddside Ales. It's got a cool little logo, I think. Right. Get coffee and chocolate and bourbon right off the start, and really kind of bourbony is most prominent, I would say, of the aromas. It's pouring very dark. I want to see if I can get a little head on this one by being really aggressive with the pour, and we're going to get just a mild. Oh, that's actually a pretty good head. Very amber head. The head is retaining very well. The bottle, when it's empty, still smells very bourbon barrelish. So high quality bourbon barrels are actually used for that thing. The color. Let's smell first. So the bourbon barrel aroma loses a little bit in the snifter, and you get more of a coffee-ish sort of aroma once it's in the glass. So yeah, the head is retaining very well. The color is dark. I wouldn't say it's black. I wouldn't say that it's even on the purplish side, but I think there's some reddish hues to it. Looks really good in the glass. I mean, I love the way the head is retaining a little bit on it. So let's dive right in, and let's dive right into Hazel's Nuts and give them a taste. Cheers. Very balanced. The bourbon barrel doesn't really come through right away, but as soon as you open your mouth, a little bit of oxygen on your palate, it pops right away. So it's kind of, the bourbon barrel is almost kind of like a surprise on this one. Upon the first sip, I didn't detect it right away. I was almost kind of like, really, bourbon barrel? But then open my mouth, got a little bit of oxygen on the palate, and made that bourbon barrel pop. Still got a little bit of head on it. Okay, here comes some chocolate, and here comes some coffee. So I don't think I've ever experienced that as prominent as this one here. Any beers I've had before, but the after flavors are really cool. Let's try it again. Again, very smooth, and then just these waves of bourbon. Yeah, a nutty flavor. It does. It has a nutty flavor. I wish I would have had a bottle of Hazel's nuts that wasn't BBA, but at 11%, it's not a killer, but it's definitely well worth the price, I think. So at the corner market here in Grand Haven, excuse me, in Spring Lake, this would have cost me $5. So that's not cheap by any means, but if you like stouts and you like the humor behind Hazel's nuts, which you can appreciate that as much as I do, I think this is a good beer that you have to try. So, hey, Oddside, cheers. Thank you. And here's to Hazel's nuts.